Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, good morning.
Welcome back to Real Talk with SLR.
How are you guys doing today?
Well, y'all, after this weekend, we are super ready to move on to the next steps of our basement, yard, all that stuff. Gary was a working fool on old Uber.
Yep.
We got a video that is uploading to our main channel, Simple Life Reclaimed, right now, which is going to show you everything that we got into this weekend. It was a hot one, and it's looking like it's going to be another hot one today. So,
I can't. This heat has just been unreal. I can't believe it.
It went from like super rainy to super hot and humid now.
Yeah, which I knew it was going to get humid because it always gets really humid after it rains.
Yep.
But yeah, it was hot. It was really, really hot.
Your poor knees got a good old sunburn.
Yep. I was wearing shorts because it was so hot, and I was all, nope, I'm not wearing pants. Like, yeah. I'm gonna embrace this sun and just try to cool off. Well,
you embraced it, all right.
I embraced it. Yep. And I have weird skin for whatever reason. Like with sunscreen, if I sunscreen up, I like burn more.
You like
I
peel
don't know,
too.
and I peel more, and it's just like, oh my goodness! Instead of just sitting there and just suffering in the sun.
Yeah.
So I just suffer.
For you, the best bet is just to cover the skin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cover the skin or just suffer.
Yeah.
And my knees definitely suffered. I was aloeing up. I was like, oh, this feels so good.
Your skin's all.
Yep, it sucked it up real quick. I was like, oh crap, I need more. But yeah, no, my knees are burnt.
Yeah.
It could have been worse if we didn't have aloe.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we had aloe.
Yeah.
I can walk, so I can get back on Uber.
Yep.
I got pants on. They're the breathable kind. It's too hot. It's hot.
Thankfully, we have a pool, so when it does get too ridiculous, we jump in that thing and cool off and relax a little bit. But I don't think we're going to be doing a lot of relaxing today or the rest of this week. Gary and I are going to use the most of the sunshine this week, and we're going to be hitting it hard. I'm going to try to put out some extra vlogs on Simple Life this week because there is so much going on. We want to use David's tractor to the fullest and have it back to him by this weekend. That's our hope. So we still got to do a little bit more with the trenching, with the backhoe portion of it. Gary's going to use the bucket part, and he's going to move around some more of those rocks that we got kind of for the road and also for the erosion, for the tier systems. And I think after that, we're pretty much good with it, right? Like just those things, and then we're done with the tractor.
Yeah, we got to get all the trenching done, or finish up with the trenching and all the water pipes, the electrical, as well as the sump pump drainage.
Oh yeah, the sump pump thing. That's right.
Once the sump pump is in and the drainage and all that rock is moved and everything else, then we're done with the tractor.
Yeah. And then when
I'm trying to get done with it ASAP.
Yeah. As soon as we're done with it, we're going to load it all up. We're going to go make sure it has a nice full tank. We're going to fill up all of his other gas tanks for him as well. And we're going to load up a second trailer with all of that leftover block. And with the sawmill, we're going to take it over to David's house too. That's probably coming up this weekend. So we got a lot to do to get us ready for that this weekend. But we're hitting it day by day, man. I'm happy that the sun is shining and that it's giving us, although very hot and humid, but beautiful days to get this work done in. By the end of this week, we're hoping to have some piping, some electrical starting to be moved over, and not the French drains, the sump pumps. So this is going to be a very, very busy week for us. We still got to get the flooring on it too, the special OSB or whatever it is. It's not OSB.
Advanced Tech.
Advanced Tech. I always call it
OSB actually.
Yeah, but I mean, it has a special name, and I always just go, oh yeah, you know.
It's subfloor.
Yeah, the subfloor. We still have to get the subfloor in too.
Yep.
So there's a lot on our plate this week. But I know that we gonna do it.
Yep. We got a lot going on. I'm hoping to be able to get all these pipes and trenches and everything else done and squared away, so that way tomorrow I can go get the subfloor.
Yeah.
But if it's not going to be tomorrow, it's going to be Wednesday. I have a whole lot of trenches and I do not want it to rain.
Yeah.
So
gotta get it done before.
I gotta get it done. Yep. I gotta get it done. Gotta get it all buried again. We gotta go get the special faucets and all that fun jazz, and yeah, there's a lot to do.
But the good thing is that when we're done with it, we're going to have water going into the basement. We'll have water going down to the tier systems. So the grass area will have its own water, the garden area will have its own water, and the future animal area will have its own water. So those are huge, huge things that we're not going to have to worry about, and it's all coming from our well. So
water will be spread out throughout our whole area, and then we'll also have electrical.
Yep.
Over into the basement area. So
it's super exciting.
Hi.
Very big things that would need to be checked off the old list before we can get into the basement. So we're knocking it out, man, one at a time. I don't know how it feels for you guys. It feels like we're moving super fast, lightning speed over here. I don't know if it feels like we're going slow or if we're going fast, but for us, I think that time is moving super fast.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, yeah.
It's nuts.
So I want to get into some of your guys' questions. You guys have left a ton of questions on our last video here on Real Talk with SLR, and also on our last video on Simple Life Reclaimed. So let's get into it and start answering some questions. All right, so this is from Mr. and Mrs. Walter Job Jr. So they already watched the SLR video before watching this video. They were talking about our last Real Talk. And it says, I was wondering why you put a pile of screws on the scaffolding to use instead of just putting the container on it. Was it because it was too heavy, or because both of you were using the screws?
So, good question. The scaffolds itself, and with the joists on there and everything, we had probably about 3 feet of room, basically. 3, maybe 4 feet.
Maybe 4.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And that's pushing it. But with that bucket, that bucket is pretty tall, so it just creates a tripping hazard. And while we're trying to move around and everything else, and I mean, screws also create its own issue in itself, but we just felt that it was easier for us just to grab a huge pile, throw them on each scaffold, so that way we could just grab a little bit at a time and do what we needed to do.
Granted, we do need some tool belts. Gary has
Yes.
one that's really small. We will have to buy some tool belts when we get to working more on the framing and everything.
We've got a lot of tools to buy.
We just haven't bought it yet. It's on the to-do and need list. We just haven't yet. We've been so busy with all this other stuff.
We've been working with masonry stuff, so it
hasn't come up yet, really.
No, and we've been just dealing with all that, and yeah, I'm not gonna enjoy this next trip into town.
Yeah, I know, it's gonna hurt.
It's gonna hurt a lot.
It's gonna hurt. Patty S., when you are dried in, will you be able to use the basement as a tornado shelter?
Yes. We'll be able to use basically the cellar area as a storm and tornado shelter in itself. The basements are the best place to hide. If you do not have a storm shelter pre-made, dug into the hole or dug into the ground and everything like that, basement's the best spot. If you have windows in your basement, stay away from those. And yeah.
And then Ayana Banks, I hope I said that correctly. Hey, can you make a video or add in one of your videos on how much you spent so far on concrete foundation blocks, concrete pour, the backfill rocks, floor joists, and yard tier system, etc., please? So that's a great question, and we actually get asked all the time on how much we've spent on materials and whatnot. I will do a video for you guys going over all that, but there's certain things that I think would be inappropriate to add because it's specific for our area, all of the road work that we had done here. The well prices. I can make a video for you guys that'll include maybe the initial land clearing and all of the material costs for the block and the masonry and the concrete pour and stuff. But if I do that, the thing that you need to be very aware of is that prices vary state per state and even county by county. So just because we paid something for it doesn't mean that that's what you're going to pay. You're going to have to do your own due diligence and do the price matching, do the price checking, and kind of go from there. But I guess it would be a good base jump off for you to go through. And I will do that in the future, but I wanted to wait honestly until we were inside the basement and I could have an actual total cost for you. The total cost that we do also will not be a receipt by receipt. It's going to be a guesstimate, rounded up or down, however it works out. I will go through our checkbook and I'll see how much we spent on certain things, but there's some stuff like buying all the mortar that's we know about how much we spent, but I didn't necessarily save every trip to town. But the big purchases, I have checks and stuff for that, so
no.
I will do that in the future. But I guess I'll just break that down at that time. But it'll come. Squirrel. Okay. Have you guys decided you're going to do a garden or wait until fall planting? So right now is not the optimal season for us to be planting in. There are some things that we can get that are already started, but our biggest goal right now is to get into the basement. I think that we're probably going to have a late summer -- fall garden. So we're just doing all the prep work. We got to get water down there. We got to get those beds filled with dirt. Like, there's so much more stuff. We're not ready. So I don't want to start and put all this money into it and then, kill it right away. Because we just don't have the time, energy, to haul water down there every day and all that. So we're close.
We're getting there.
Excuse me. Carla Cross wants to know, I know that for both of you guys and Country Road Cure, getting your houses together is #1 priority right now, but is there a specific project outside of your homes and yards that you are all looking forward to the most? I know what mine is.
What is yours?
Mine is down at the pond. I'd like to have a little fishing shack and maybe like a pergola, and then the deck going out from the pond, going out into the water. I'd like to have like a little docking area.
That would be really, really nice.
That's one of my, I'm looking forward to that. And I'm also looking forward to my Wonderland trail going from the back of the property to the pond. I want to have, like a little Alice in Wonderland type of trail with all my gnomes and like my little mushrooms and fairies and things. And I want to have some signs that are like pointing in different directions, all pastel colors. It says like, don't step on the gnome rats and stuff. I want to have it all, I don't know, tripped out. It'd be fun. Have little walking trails and paths leading to different things. That's kind of one of my things that I'm really looking forward to, being able to make little gnome huts and like villages and stuff out of the trees and materials that I have here on property, like crafting with some of the stuff here. I'm looking forward to that.
I'm looking forward to hunting.
Hunting, there you go.
Like, I am really, really looking forward to that. I never hunted big game, and we live in an area where it is very common, and there's a lot of people out here that are eager to go and teach you the ways. And it's just like, all right, cool. And I can't wait.
Which is great for us because we don't know really much. We've hunted small game in Arizona, but nothing big.
I've read books, but that's about it.
Yeah, no first-hand experience. Okay, Sheila Walls wants to know, will you be putting the electric lines underground or overhead?
So we're going to be doing a combination of both, in a sense. I'm going to have to basically dig from my, I guess it would be called a temporary rack or whatever, but whatever, the power rack right there. And I would have it come over to the actual cabin where the post is for the actual deck area. I'm going to have it run up and then come over and run along the ledger of the floor joists and everything like that, and then pop in to the sill area and actually come down to where I can put my actual electrical box for the house. And doing that, I can actually run the water lines underneath and everything. I don't really want to have water lines near the electrical lines or running next to or anything like that, so I'm just going to pop it in and over, and it will be all conduited together and be good for what it's doing.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Tamara Brown wants to know, are you former military, Mel and Gary? Nope. Nope. My brother, actually, Anthony with Country Road Cure, is former military. He was in the Army National Guard, and he served for, I think, over 10 years. He put in a lot of years. He's done like 3 or 4 tours. You'd have to be talking to him to be more specific on that. I just know that a very large portion of my life, my brother was gone, and he was in Afghanistan, Kosovo, Kuwait, Bosnia. Like, he was all over. And I really missed him a lot while he was gone. And that's why after he got out of the military, we started hanging out and stuff more because he was home, and we got, we started bonding again, and we just got really close. We've always been pretty close, but there was a large span of time where he was gone. Besides my brother, I personally come from a very long line of military men. The women pretty much didn't do anything with the military, but my grandparents on both sides, they were all in the military. My dad, my birth father, like everybody, they were all in the military. So there's a very long line in my family.
And same with mine as well. But
yeah.
A lot of aunts and, well, not really aunts, but uncles and cousins and everybody. They've all different branches.
Yep.
But.
Yep. So let's see. Oop, that pulled in my computer really crazy. Okay, so the next question. Are you guys going with PEX for plumbing interior?
Yes. I love the actual PEX layout and the sturdiness and the everything about PEX. I love it, but I'm not going to be burying PEX or anything. I'm going to wait until I'm into the seal plate and everything, and once I can actually do an adapter fitting in there, and if I have any issue from the 1-inch to the PEX, I can actually see it and mess with it.
Okay, and then what will be the layout for the basement while you are doing the main cabin? So that was from Jane McLeod. Okay, so Jane, there is a video on our main channel. You might have to dig it up. Search on our channel for like the blueprints or something. If I can remember, I'll add a link for this either in the description or I'll pin a comment or something if I can remember it. But there's a video on our channel which goes over our complete floor plans and the blueprints. And essentially the basement in the area, excuse me, in the area that's designated for like the main family room, we're going to split that in half. So half of it will be a family room. The other half is going to be our makeshift kitchen. You go through the back, and the other half is going to stay the same, with it being the laundry and the utility area. And then the bathroom's right in the middle. And then this part that's designated for our storage and the underground tornado shelter, that's going to be Gary and I's bedroom for the time being while we finish the cabin upstairs. The kids, we're going to have them sleeping in like the living room area. We're going to have them have their own nice sleeping spaces, and it's going to be a lot more comfortable and spacious than what they have now in the trailer. Yes. So it's going to be better for everybody. We don't plan to be in the basement for a super long time, but it will make do and be a lot better of a living situation than what we have right now in the trailer. Although the trailer is not horrible, guys. It's really not horrible. It's just we've been doing it for over 1.5 years now. And it's going to be really nice to have a bit more space for us to move around and stuff. And I'm really looking forward to the real bathroom and shower. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to like spacious bathroom and shower. It's going to be nice. Yeah.
Are you?
Big time. Big time. Okay. There's a question on here. Are you going to have a dog washing station in the basement or just outside?
Outside.
Yeah, outside.
Yep.
Will you set up a disconnect transfer switch with the initial setup? This is from Kenneth Medell. So you can have power when the grid is down without sending power to the lineman. It can be quite a hassle to add that later. Of course, I do understand working on a budget. Surely you've thought about this, but I have not heard it mentioned.
Yeah, that's actually a really good idea right there. I didn't really think of it, but at the same time, when I kill the power over to that area, I will be able to transfer it over, and it won't do anything. So
I thought we had weren't we thinking about having it to where it's already electricity is already in, so that way if it does go down, we can plug in the generator?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. There's one of those right there. I want to look into it a little bit more and see if I can get it to where I can, exactly like what you're saying, transfer it over into the actual solar and everything else. But good looking out. I've got a lot on my brain. Good looking out.
Okay, there was a question on here. Now I'm going over to the other channel. We're going to answer a few more off of this channel really quick, and then we're going to get out of here because we do have a lot of work to do. Do you have rain catchment systems? You might want to think about getting some since you want to garden and have animals, from Mark Palmer. So we don't have any rain catchment systems currently at this time, but we do plan to have water down on the tiered systems through our well. But as well as having the water down there, we are going to set up those big water totes. And the way that we plan to do the water is we're going to have to fill up those totes once a week or whatever. We will set up some sort of catchment around those, so when it's really rainy and really, wet outside, we're not going to have that chore of having to go out there and fill those totes up with the hose. The totes will be set up for water catchment, and that's pretty much how we're going to do the animals. And I'm not sure if we want to do the garden the same way or not, but we're definitely going to do that for the animal section.
No.
We did that in Arizona with a big 55-gallon barrel for our chickens and stuff, and we had it plumbed out and piped, and it was really nice because it was an automatic watering system. and it was very little hassle, and it was very easy to keep clean. And I know that when we get animals out here, we want to do a similar thing.
Yeah.
So, let me go back down here really quick. We've already answered that one. And then you guys have been really watching the Swamp to Oasis video that we have about our pool. And yeah, it really did clean it that quick in 36 hours. It's amazing what a bucket and some polyfill can do.
Yes.
For real. It really is amazing. It's not a scam or anything. It legit cleaned the pool that way.
And if you guys don't believe us, there's a lot of videos on YouTube, actually.
Yeah.
Just type in oxidized pool, how do I clean it?
Yep.
And you'll see a lot of buckets and filters, and yeah.
When will you be adding the basement windows? From S.
So as soon as it is fully dried in and we've got all the building area on the backside completely done, as soon as that's all done, then I'll be able to put those in. I don't really want to put it in there just yet because of doing all the construction still in there and everything else. If we have to get in and out, I don't really want to mess with those doors or the windows, and I'm hoping that that will definitely help with cleaning up and everything else like that. But as soon as it's all nice and pristine and clean and ready to go, we're going to get those things in there.
And Carol Beck wants to know, how is the French drain performing?
French drain is performing great. It would perform a lot better if I had the sump pumps done.
Yeah.
And all the drainage done and all that stuff. But it's performing how it should. And it's
you can see water flowing out of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then Paul Freegard wants to know, how will the floor ceiling be waterproofed until you guys build when you move into the basement? This is a question that we get and we answer on almost every one of these talks, guys. So essentially we're going to be putting down the floorboard, and then we're going to be, or the subfloor, my bad. And then we're going to be putting down like a really big tarp. So, yep. And it's not going to be for a very long time. I think there might be some clear enamel like painting that goes on there too before we put down that, but it's really, really easy. It's very, very easy to do. It sounds and looks like it's going to be super challenging, but it's really not. It's very, very easy to do. And then, where was there? Did you screw down the rim boards every 16 inches? I didn't see that. So that was in our last video. We were spacing it out 16 on center, so they are perfectly done. The lines are where they need to be. They are not actually screwed down to the rim joists yet. They are...
No, they're screwed. The rim joists are screwed into the floor joist. The floor joists aren't screwed into the seal plate.
That's what it is. That's what it is. Don't listen to me. I get my words. I get my words mixed up. Okay.
You were on the same. You were on the right path.
I knew what I was talking about.
I knew what you were saying.
Yeah,
That's why I was like, oh, hold on.
Yeah, correct.
Don't confuse the people
No,
out there.
Get it. Get it. So that's going to be done, and that has to be done basically right around the time when we put on the floor. Yep. OSB stuff.
I gotta go get all the lag bolts and everything else and the hurricane straps, and I just wanted to get everything spaced out on the top and make it secure to where it's not gonna get blown over one way or the other from the wind or anything else like that. So now I can go in there, and we're gonna have to manipulate that wood and get it to where we need it and do all the blocking, and
Yep, lots to do. So there was a question, I just lost who asked it. But I just read it and I'm trying to find it again so I can call you out. But the question was, did we know David would come on, it was from Diana or Diane Cicernos, there it goes. And it says, were you and David with Come On Friends before you moved there? So Diane, we actually met David while we were still living in Arizona, and he was actually in Florida. We became online friends through YouTube, and we started talking, and all the time we exchanged phone numbers, and we started kind of bouncing ideas off of each other and what we wanted to do. And we actually met for the very first time at one of the YouTuber meetups, which was in Pryor, Oklahoma. It was like the first annual family reunion, and we met there in person. And since we met in person, we just hit it off and became really great friends. And then his life took him to Texas, and then he ended up finding his property out here in Arkansas, which was perfect and awesome and great because now he's one of our neighbors and one of our nearest and dearest friends. But we've known him for probably about 2.5 years or so now. Yeah, around there. Known him for about 2.5 years, and we've stayed in really close contact, and we've just became really good friends. And honestly, he's like family to us. He's like a big bro. He's family. So It's amazing what the YouTube community and what y'all can bring together. I definitely encourage you guys to make some friends out there and jump into the community. That's what we did, and I'm very happy and thankful for it, because now we got some family like come on.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah.
So that's how we met him. Gary, are you going to have a man cave in your garage? Aronix 1979.
The garage is the man cave. What are you talking about? Yes. That is that's gonna be my. All right. Too much. I'm hiding, but then again, the basement is there, and it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to finishing that up, guys. Like, we have so much on our plate right now this week.
I can't wait.
We're trying to get, like we said, all the plumbing and the electric and just the sump pumps and all this stuff finished this week, because we want to be able to give David his tractor back, because he has a lot of work that he needs to do with it, and it's his. So he needs to have, when he needs to use it, obviously he needs to have it. So he's been so kind and allowed us to borrow it for this whole time. So again, shout out and thank you so much to David for allowing us to use it this time, man. We appreciate it. It saved us so much money and back-breaking labor that we would have had to do with shovel and bucket show. So thank you, man.
Shoveling and bucket.
Shoveling and bucket. Yeah, no, it doesn't sound bad.
No.
So we're going to actually get off this video, get to work. We got a lot to do. You guys are going to see it on some upcoming videos. I'm going to try to put out a few extras for you guys on Simple Life Reclaimed. We do have one uploading right now, so you guys will see it very shortly. Probably within an hour it should pop up. But other than that, just keep your notifications turned on. I want to say thank you guys for all the questions. We're hot, we're a little tired, but we got to get to work, so we're going to get it.
We got to get this done.
Yeah, so until tomorrow, guys, we'll see you guys bright and squirrely. And until then, we love y'all, and we hope you have a good one.
We'll catch you on the next one.
Bye, you guys.
Later.